What's up, guys? Danny G here from Weekly D Podcast, and I just want to say thank you so much for listening to our 100th episode. I want to say thank you to all our followers, all our listeners, all our day ones, all our new listeners. I just want to say thank you to all y'all for getting us to 100 episodes. It's a huge just accomplishment for us as podcasters. It's a huge accomplishment for the Weekly D, since we went through some changes to get here, and we're here. Me and Kyle are pushing it through nowadays. Hopefully someday our buddy Daniel Blake, aka Danger Dan, comes back. Luckily for this episode, we were blessed by getting a very special guest. I think y'all will recognize his voice right off the bat as soon as we start. He is a huge influence to the Weekly D. He is part of the reason that the D stands for Daniel. That's our good friend, our OG co-host / host, our OG co-creator, Daniel Blake. So please enjoy. Again, this is our 100th episode. There'll be lots more to come, and we're really excited for everything to come this year and just the next 100 episodes. I mean, we got big ideas, we got big dreams. It's all going to turn out dope as fuck. Again, thank you guys for listening, and enjoy our 100th episode of the Weekly D. What's up, D fam? Welcome back to the greatest Bi-City podcast in the world, raining out of Houston and Kentucky. I'm your host, Danny G, and today we got our amazing co-host, Oshibe himself, Kyle motherfucking C, and we got a special guest just for the 100th episode, the one, the only, Daniel Blake.
What's going on?
Wow, I expected a bigger intro. I don't know. I told
Daniel
do that. No.
I told Daniel we should have got fireworks.
Yeah.
I really expected it. To be honest with you.
I wanted to hype it up to the max, but then I didn't want to oversell it. And then this podcast be a bomb.
God damn, wouldn't that would be fucking horrible for our 100th episode?
100th episode, we just bomb.
Show.
Well, I mean, it deserves a big celebration.
It does, buddy. It does. 100 fucking episodes of the Weekly D podcast. Just sit back and think on that. 100 fucking episodes. 100.
Oh.
Well, not hundreds of countries. About 5 different countries playing us nonstop. Thousands of plays.
How much do you think we spent on alcohol for?
Thousands of dollars in alcohol and equipment.
I would say tens of thousands of dollars on alcohol.
Bro, we spent so much money on bar hopping. On just all sorts of stupid shit at the beginning. But
I think I maxed out a credit card.
Credit card?
And buying a credit card for I know that was at least $5,000 for.
Oh my god!
I mean, whiskey bottles, Specs.
Bro,
dude, the people at Specs, I was going there twice a week, and they were like, "Bro, especially when we didn't actually have a whiskey sponsorship starting out, and we told everyone we did.
We felt that.
They were like, y'all must really like this whiskey. I'm like, yeah, well, y'all need to keep ordering more because, we kind of need this as a sponsorship.
Oh my god, man. That was so stupid. Oh, we made up we had a whiskey sponsorship right off the bat.
I was told this like way after that like this was happening. I was like, so what happened to that? Didn't you have a whiskey sponsorship? Like when I came back, and like the first day they said like Daniel was like, nah, that was bullshit.
That was all bullshit. We made that all up.
90% of the stuff we planned was all bullshit.
That was the beauty of it.
You kind of gotta fake it or act like you know what you're doing until you actually learn. You know.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like everything you do is a learning curve until you actually figure it out. You know.
Exactly, man. We faked it till we
100%.
made it, and we're still trying to make it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I know we were doing, what was it, the Yeti Cup campaign?
Bro, that was the worst
I
idea we
spent-
ever had. That was so
spent
expensive.
$300 on Yeti cups.
Oh,
Like
God.
Yeti cups and everything with it. I was like,
Yeah.
man, like I'm gonna go broke just buying Yeti
You know-
cups for people.
You know what the
Those
worst
things were
part?
dope.
You know what the worst part about this, Kyle, was that we were actually broke. We spent all our money on buying alcohol and equipment.
Oh my God,
We were
yeah.
like, you know, it'll at least be entertaining.
Yeah. Like
Those-
I remember going to Dan's apartment one time, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I'm hungry. Let me open his fridge to get food," and it was just beer. And I was like, "Dan, all we
No,
have is
there was
beer."
water too.
There was water
There was
too.
water too.
Let's fill you up.
And he's like, "Dude, I drink my calories for the pod."
Hey, bro. I mean, I
Bro,
will say this: my tolerance for alcohol after leaving that apartment dropped 110%, and then the fact that I was on a breathalyzer, breathing in
bro,
it twice a day while still drinking, I had to get huge props for that.
bro, the
okay?
breathalyzer adventures were the best. Like
Dude, I
y'all,
would just sit
you-
there and like listen at work, like
Yeah.
to y'all's podcast, because I was like when I first started listening to you guys, I would just like listen and hear these stories of the breathalyzer, and I like people would ask me like why I'm just like my podmates would be just like why are you like screeching laughing in this in like this room, and I'm just like you don't understand. There's like these two guys are hilarious, like
No,
bro,
honestly, like I would literally breathe into it, go to a bar, drink, and I'll be like, okay, I gotta drink 2 liters of water. I would do like math equations.
you
I
you
sucked at
have
math until figuring out my alcohol content
Bro.
to water ratio
Yeah.
went down to be able to breathe into a
Do y'all have
machine
no fucking
to be able to
idea
drive again.
how much science it took to figure this out, and how many times it took to figure this shit out?
it's fucking genius, honestly.
Dude, and honestly, Dan's fucking breathalyzer adventures are legendary. Like, I wish I would have recorded them more, but at the same time, I'm glad I didn't because we would have gotten in a lot of trouble.
We're on probation at the time too.
Yeah, that's why I had a breathalyzer.
That's exactly-
I was just like, thank God I wasn't on colors, but I was like, man, like, how the fuck do they not know? Because I have a camera on me the whole time. And I'm like, dude, I look stupid drunk showing up in the truck. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna sleep here for a few hours, drink 2 liters of water, and then I can start my car. It's like, I
No.
will say this: whenever I have a son one day, he will not get caught with any shit because I have been through it all.
That's true.
Like, do you understand though how difficult it is to figure out the weight to alcohol to water ratio you have to be able to pound, not just drink a little bit, pound fucking drinks and shots, and be able to blow in a breathalyzer within 4 hours, but be able to metabolize all that alcohol and get it out your breath. Do you
That not only takes a genius, that takes a like superhuman at that point.
Dude.
So
like? I know we said you were legendary, Kyle, but Dan is on a whole nother level. He's like, you know how Pokemon you have different tiers and like different like.
third evolution.
Dan's like the super legendary one, like the shiny legendary card, the holographic Charizard.
Oh.
Like, he's a rarity in all of it.
I'll be honest though, it was at the point where they made it to where I had to plug into a wall and breathe into it twice a day. And I would be like, okay, I could drink 2 beers between 7 and 8:30. I gotta drink 4 waters, and then I could breathe into it at 9, and that'll be good till 5 a.m. So I then gotta drink from like 9:05 to like 11, and then I'm straight. And then
As
I
long as
gotta
it was 2
pound
times a day.
waters. Yeah, it's like you gotta do it at like 9 p.m. and like 8 a.m. Like
Yeah.
5 to 8 a.m. And man, just the fact that I got blasted drunk that night, took an Uber home, lost my backpack with my iPad and my breathalyzer in it, and then had to
Oh,
find it. No, you got to understand the obstacles I overcame on probation to make it work,
wait,
guys.
that was the time we did a live episode, right?
Yeah,
Where we
that was at Southern Star, yeah.
that was where you lost everything. He didn't just lose his backpack, bro, with his iPad. He lost everything he had with him, like
Everything I owned
podcasting
that
equipment,
night,
wallet, everything, dude. It was all
Like,
gone.
Where'd y'all lose that? How?
Dan was drunk and
in
took off in an
In
Uber.
an Uber. And then
Oh,
I finally
God.
made it back to the Uber. He had my breathalyzer and my phone. He didn't have my iPad or my backpack or any of the other shit.
Or the trunk of
Bro.
shit he had.
Yeah, I still don't have that iPad. I'm pretty pissed about that still.
That fucking blows. That dude definitely stole that shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I owed Verizon
100%.
like $1,200 for that shit. So that was not fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
that was wild, bro. Remember how was it the plug-in one that had GPS in it? Or we weren't at Southern Star. We were at Packard's Pub, and you're like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit! I just remembered I gotta plug in my breathalyzer." And he literally brought out this unit like this big, bro. It wasn't a little tiny breathalyzer. It was this fucking big. It was one of those at-home breathalyzer stations with the camera and everything. We're in Packard's Pub, which is a bar that our buddy owns, and he's like, "Oh shit! I gotta blow in this." And literally just sets it up and blows on it right before we're about to record. As soon as he's done, he's like, "All right, let's do shots."
Yeah, I mean that's, but it's like, are you gonna, you gotta have stories. That's why I love podcasting, because you got the stories,
Oh yeah.
and you got to be able to push the limits to where you're not crossing them, but you're gonna hang around that line as long as you can. And let me tell you this: we were not scared to hit that line. Like, I
Not at
will be
all.
honest. Like, I mean, between that, there wasn't no smoking allowed in my apartment. We did smoke cigars in my apartment for gentlemen's night.
For Gentlemen's Club
At one
episode
point,
80 something, no 60 something.
yeah, it was 16 something. I think at one point we had strippers, or we were gonna hire a stripper to podcast with us. Oh no, my roommate.
We were
at
gonna
the
hire.
her best friend was a stripper, which now, long story short, she's in Russia, married to some drug lord over there.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, she reversed that shit instead of getting a Russian
I mean,
husband.
Talk about a level up, I guess.
Right?
I don't know, but
It's
I'm
intense.
like,
What the hell?
we've been through some intense shit. But no, definitely, like, I will say this, not only like podcasting to have like everything recorded for all the stories and memories throughout the time, like that was probably my favorite thing, because
Mhm.
you have all these stories you tell people,
Mm-hmm.
and now you actually have like, oh, you can actually listen to this date and time, and you actually know through that memory of what we were doing and how everything was happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I really wish like it was more detailed than that, honestly.
Mhm.
Like I said,
Just because
I wish I would have carried a vlogging camera with me all throughout all those whole adventures. Like I have a lot of it. I have some of it on my Snapchat, but nothing would have been like carrying a fucking GoPro just strapped to my chest
Mhm.
and just seeing where the night went. Because there were so many times we went out, not expecting anything. We're like, okay, we got a podcast. Let's go make up a story. So we would go to a bar and just start drinking and bullshitting, and we'd start talking to random people. And next thing you know, we're fucking bar hopping 4 or 5 hours, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and we just got back to the room. And we're like, fuck, we gotta record something.
Shit, dude. I mean, it's funny because, like, I mean, a lot of those things, when you think about it, like, you put it in perspective that, like, I really haven't even thought about, and I've been doing podcasting for almost 2 years. Like, I mean, it's true. Like, you look back at some of those things, and some of those memories just aren't as clear the older you get. And so
Yeah.
being able to re-listen to those things is just like super, super important. especially when you like to like I said, I mean, especially some of those are really hazy if you were like fucking hammered halfway through them too. So re-listening to them and like living those is kind of like really really nice and like fun, nostalgic.
Yeah.
So.
And one thing you could definitely say is anyone that listens to you and actually is like a fan of you, they know you personally. Like not even some of your friends would know you, and that's how I felt starting day one in the podcasting. I was like, okay, for sure, these people are gonna know everything about me. I'm never gonna have a barrier where I'm scared to hide something. And I think going into podcasting with that attitude, even though I wasn't here for a good year, I haven't been on here for a good year, it's definitely taught me a lot and helped me grow. Like, yeah, I'm a lot more mature than when I started and stuff, but a little bit smarter on decisions. But, it opens who you are, and it doesn't make you it makes it to where you're not as scared as to hold back stuff.
For
You
sure.
can basically say like, hey, here I am, either you like me or you don't, and you don't have to. And it's very very difficult, especially in cancel culture. I don't know how many times we thought we were going to get canceled,
Bro,
and it just turns out we're not famous enough to get canceled.
the fact that
it wouldn't be that hard.
The fact that we never got canceled or viral or we did get a death threat a couple times.
A few times.
We did get a couple of death threats. We got some hate mail, but never to the point. Yeah,
I've heard some stories in the background. I was just like, oh shit, I didn't know it was this deep. Like as soon as like I got like I guess initiated into this whole thing, like I got to hear a lot of the stories that happened behind the scenes, which as a listener was like, you have no idea what's going on, but as like going into it, you're like, holy fucking shit, like y'all were dealing with that the entire time y'all been recording too. Like holy fuck. Like the stress and the like the amount of like craziness that's going on. Oh, I was just like, oh Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
You have.
Oh, go ahead.
You have two goals, to make a good story last and to come up with something creative. And that was something we actually were pretty good at.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, let's just get drunk and see what happens.
Exactly.
And a lot of shit happened.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, it was one of the funnest moments in my life, just us being that fucking stupid and careless. Even though it's not the best idea in the world, because we could have easily got fucking killed when we fucked with the banditos. We could have done a lot of things that would have fucked us up or got us arrested or something, and we survived it all. We had a great fucking time doing it. The stories that came out of that shit and the laughs and jokes we came up with were probably like it's a part of my life that I'll never forget, and I'm so glad that a lot of it's on record to be able to go back and like, 10, 20 years from now and be like, holy shit, we did all this and we were stupid enough to record it, but it was great fucking content.
I just feel like, when we have kids one day, they're going to go across those recorded tapes and they're going to be like, what the fuck? They're going to be like, okay, I thought you were completely different, because you always, and you are always consistent going to church and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now I don't get as hammered, and I don't, do anything really stupid, or I actually think things through now. I'm a little bit smarter than I was. But I was like, shit, it was fun. I mean, it's like you need to kill 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes, dude, I mean, I will say this, especially featuring an artist of the week, you could come across 1, the most depressing people, 2, the weirdest people, and 3, like, some people you actually were like, okay, you actually are my family. I never met you before, so let's do a podcast about it.
Yeah, that shit was still fucking crazy.
That was crazy. Like, the irony of that being legitly your cousin was a trip.
But it's like, when you have a last name like that, no one's gonna be like, oh, that's definitely not you. It's like, well,
Might actually be
I
somebody that I'm
mean,
related to.
I got a 26 letter or 15 letter last name. I mean, it's kind of hard for more than you not to be my family member. So,
Yeah, that's for sure.
which I think he's even doing a podcast now too.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Texas Toast.
Kind of
Shout
Texas
out.
Toast. I think he does. I think he helps produce it because it's a lady who does all the voice at work and all that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But and does like all of the interviews and stuff. But yeah, Texas Toast, pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool that he's doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was only a matter of time for him to get really like do something with podcasting because he's talented as fuck when it comes to audio engineering and all that, and he went to school for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it only made sense.
Between
got
him,
potential.
not only that, he has that drive. There's there's a ton of creative people in the world. I feel like I'm very creative. I feel like Danny, y'all are really creative. Alex, super creative.
Mm-hmm.
There's difference between people being creative and people to have that same creativity and a drive. And I will definitely say this. You have to have a passion and you have to have the drive where nothing will stop you.
Mm-hmm.
And, unfortunately, I just, I miss podcasting so much and I can't wait to get back into it one day. But I was like,
buddy.
I had to find out what was more important at one point and, just had to, I'll be back in it soon,
Yeah,
But,
for sure. And we'll welcome you with open arms.
For sure. And Dan, I like totally get it because when I started podcasting, kind of started podcasting right after you guys because you guys were podcasting, and I was like, man, this is a cool outlet. I wanna do this too. So that's when I started doing I Need a Beer, and then I get that call one day that like my co-host is wanted to focus on some other things, and it's a good thing at the end of the day. Like you should focus on what's going to make you better at the end of the day. But regardless, sometimes it's just like hard to pick that drive back up again. On top of burnout, it's just like it can wreck you, and if you're not careful, like then your podcast isn't fun anymore, and then you're not having fun anymore. When you're not having fun anymore, it shows. It showcases through like your art and your work.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like one of those things that's like, we're trying to pick it back up. For instance, I Need a Beer, like we talk about it sometimes, like, and it's in the process, but like it's not going to be the same, but hopefully we can get something good out of it, and eventually it'll be something that like I'm passionate enough to continue again.
You'll get there.
New co-host is.
You'll get there. It's just like the Weekly D, like when Dan had to step out because he realized, things in life are going a certain direction. He had to concentrate on that. Like, it sucked that he couldn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. And obviously the Weekly D has changed because of it, but I mean, we're still doing it. Yeah, look, he's back on here.
Even see, if it's the whole thing isn't so much, okay, we still need to be exactly how we were before. It's evolving with the change,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It says every 8 years, your life is going to be completely different than it used to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's 100% true because how you are at 8 to 16 to 24 to 32, that's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All stages of life, Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same thing, you got to realize you're recording so much at one point, one of my favorite podcasts, and, Danny, I know it's one of yours favorites as well, Fighter and a Kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you listen to an episode from how it was 6 years ago or 5 years ago, it's 100% different. Different people too, but
it's evolution though. It's part of podcasting. Part of doing it is, as a person, you're gonna change. People are gonna have different goals, and it just, things change. It's just as part of life. Absolutely. And obviously, the Weekly D has changed, but it's still true to what it was originally. which was, a fun excuse to get drunk and talk shit with your friend.
Exactly. It only took 100 episodes to realize that.
Only 100.
100 fucking episodes. That's fucking
Dude,
insane.
that's wild.
We'll say this: credit to Danny for not editing anything at all for all 100. I mean,
to this fucking day.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I'm always like, I'll cut it
these,
out. I cut it out. Never cut it out.
It never gets cut out.
Me listening to an episode, saying a few things, I was like, oh, he really left that shit in there. I'm like, okay, I gotta actually have some type of filter.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because there's been some things where I've gotten a little too hammered, and like I've gotten to some stuff that's a little bit heavy, and then
But
I'm
I've
like,
cut
hey,
it out.
but some of it,
Kinda.
but some of it, I'm like, can you cut that out? And you're like, yeah, and then I'm like, oh no, that's not what I wanted to cut out. That's still in there. That's fine. Like it's like you had said before, though, like Dan, like it's one of those things that's like it's also a place to express yourself and like really talk about things that you wouldn't normally talk about with other people on the podcast. Like you
It's
get really
free
real
therapy.
Here.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
Free
Absolutely.
therapy. And I always try to get my friends to come on the podcast and stuff, and then I realized, okay, they might not want to have everything they say and do recorded, and I was like, that's perfectly fine. But I was like, man, like I just really always was like, man, if we only, and that's Danny, me, and a few of our other friends in the garage playing games one night on a week from 4th of July.
No, it was 4th of
sometime in
July.
April.
It was right around.
it was
around 4th of July because we got in trouble. Remember, the cops showed up because we were popping fireworks in your neighborhood.
We had growlers in the
Texas.
garage playing like poker or some shit.
I still have the video of it somewhere.
Oh no, we were playing Waterfall.
Waterfall, yeah.
Yeah, we were playing Waterfall, and I was like, man, it would be great if we just had all this stuff recorded. And then he showed me what podcasting was, and then I actually started listening to podcasts. And then we showed up at one of Alex's or Pass the Gravy's. I showed up to their Christmas spectacular at Packard's Pub one year. I was like, man, I really want to do this shit. And some shit happened in February, and then March came around, and we started hanging out more because it was just us instead of our other friend. And then we talked to Alex, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this apartment that is way out of my price range because it's right around all the bars.
It was super
I'm on
expensive.
probation. We could drive down the street, or we can Uber or walk, and we could get trashed, and we could talk shit. And that's exactly what my goal was every weekend.
That's exactly what we did. Whether we had money or not, we found a way to get trashed every weekend.
A way to get trashed with
We would
like
order Papa John's.
Bro, how much pizza did we eat in that apartment? I feel like we had pizza every weekend. Except for
we had it for definitely at least half a year, 6 months, because that's when I was still working overtime.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why. It's only that Papa John's. I've been to Papa John's like 4 times after that. Does not taste the same. Didn't care for Pizza Hut or Domino's, but for some reason,
that
you
Papa
had
John's
some
was
people
fire,
working
bro.
at that exact spot, and it was fucking fire.
Yeah.
Just Papa John's sweat, blood, and tears.
No, it was a good Papa
No.
John's. It was before the N-word too, so it was a good one.
So it tasted a
There
little
was
sweeter.
no white people working at that location.
Yeah, bro. Dude, the whole start of the Weekly D podcast was so wild. Like, remember the first story? I clearly remember the first story Dan actually told was on episode 2, which was the Hot Cousins episode.
Fucking hilarious.
And that fucking story, bro. I remember it took me so into left field. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Dude, that shit was crazy. Okay. So, that guy, I don't know if he still wants to have sex with his cousin or what, but I'm like, bro, you were before the porn age with that step shit. Like, he got ahead of the curve, okay?
He was way ahead.
He opened up. I feel like if it wasn't for us telling that story, we wouldn't have opened up a whole genre in porn. Like,
Cousins.
That's
Bro,
that
just
is something people do not think about. I definitely think we started that though. Like, if it wasn't for telling that story, you would not. Well, you used to be watching crazy shit like quicksand porn or something on Pornhub, but
quicksand porn. Stuck porn.
fucking,
That's no weird porn search is like now,
fucking
Dan.
hot cousins, dude.
Dude, Hot
That's
Cousins was
crazy.
hilarious. Just the fact that, or you just nonchalantly, just out the blue, you're like, you ever think about fucking your cousin?
I know a guy who has.
Well, yeah, I do too. I got,
No.
I know one.
That's what I
man.
meant. I was like,
Oh, I was like, dude, this guy had a whole plan, and he's like, but come on, man. I'm like, okay, bro, you are being so typical with this shit. I'm like, yeah,
Bro.
no one ever thinks about shit like that.
The absurdity
You-
of that podcast. Like, just as, that was literally like one of our first episodes. I think it was one. It's
well, because
literally.
y'all had the first episode, and then
Yeah, that
you
I
deleted
fucked up.
it because
I fucked it up.
It was like, because I remember the first time I listened to your podcast, I couldn't hear it, so
Yeah.
I kept having to turn it up all the way to like the very top, and it was still like really hard to hear.
Yeah, I
But
fucked
listened to
that
the
up.
whole
Credit
thing
to
anyway
you for
because-
actually listening to it.
I listened to
Right.
the whole thing, and then like I think the second episode, it might have been Hot Cousins.
It is Hot Cousins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna delete that one, I think. And y'all didn't delete it till like the third or fourth episode, but
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I was around for the lost episode.
Bro, that
Also,
I still have that episode, by the way. I've never fixed the audio.
side note, before I forget about the Yetis, because I want to go back to that really quickly.
Oh shit.
So I don't think I talked. I think told Daniel about it, but I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast. So when I was still like a listener, I won one of these competitions to get a Yeti, and I was so pumped because they were badass. They were super fucking cool looking. I was so excited. The first one never showed up to my door, and I know they had sent it, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I'm gonna feel like a fucking asshole because they're Yetis and they're expensive as shit. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. So I ended up telling Daniel. I think I just sent it to you guys on the mailing address, and like I was like, hey, like I didn't get the Yeti, and they were like, oh, no problem. Like I'll send you another one. I never got that one either. I was like, oh shit. But I felt like shit after that because I was like, man, this man just spent $100 and it just went to some random guy in probably the middle of Kentucky that like doesn't know what the fuck it is. Maybe that's how we got a couple fans, but
I know total I sent out like I think 6 or 10.
No,
I think it was 10.
we had 10 made. You kept one, I kept one, and then we
I
send
lost one too.
you lost one, and then we send the rest out.
yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
sent
so
the rest
do
out.
we.
But dude, mine got stolen. I was so upset when mine got stolen because like there was only 10 ever made, and there will only be 10 of those ever made. Like I am not making another Yeti cup until
No,
we
dude.
are balling,
Oh,
bro.
no.
Well, I can't even
One
imagine
thing.
the amount of money that because you said you spent a lot of money on that, but I just, God. This thing
You know
is
what
not
else we
cheap.
spent a lot of money on and we never made a dime out of it was fucking t-shirts. I can't tell you how many t-shirts we printed and just gave them away. We're like, we're gonna sell these all this time. Nope, we always gave the t-shirts away.
Bro,
Trucker hats,
I-
fucking dad hats, everything was just given away.
I
Bro,
think I still
free
have
marketing.
a hat. I know I don't have any shirts left.
I have a
I
hat
know.
and 2 shirts, and I have college shirts in a box that I still haven't sent. I've been telling them I'm gonna send them for like a month.
A month.
then
It's been almost since I started.
I know last year around COVID, I actually ordered the new label shirts.
Uh-huh.
And I know they came in. I haven't opened that box. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hold on to this box with like $800 worth of like shirts in it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I need to go look for that box, but somewhere in here, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
But I will say that. So, yeah, Hot Cousins, Gentleman's Night. I thought was like a great
Gentleman's
idea.
Night was a shit because that was my birthday, remember?
Yeah,
And we decided
like-
we're gonna smoke cigars in the apartment. That's no smoking.
I think we sent off an alarm. That was behind
no.
the scenes.
I remember we disconnected them after we set them off.
And then Bring Me Chips.
Bring
that
Me
was
Chips.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Where we called your brother, he was high as shit.
No, he
And
called us. He was
like,
walking home
oh yeah.
from a house
And
party.
he was
And he was high as shit and drunk as shit. And he's like, bro, I don't know how I'm going to make it home.
Chips. Glad to know he made it home, right?
Yeah, he made it home. Yeah. And then we had the Snuggle Bundies. That was one of the last ones you did, which was hilarious.
Snuggle Bundy. Was that one of y'all's? Y'all did like a what do you call it? True crime thing for a little bit, didn't y'all?
Yeah, we were gonna do a series of serial killers. We were gonna do a lot of series, but after the first series got us in trouble.
Oh, the burn book.
Yeah, the burn book was a good and bad idea at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, listen to some of those. Was like, whoa, that was intense.
That was like no holds bar. We are just gonna put everything out there.
But then after we're like, it's just jokes, guys.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like a therapy session. It's like you're gonna say shit you're gonna regret, and it's up to you if you're gonna put it out there. If you do, cool. At least other people know how you feel. And if not, like, cool.
Yeah.
At least you got it off your chest.
Yeah.
Then you feel better about it.
It just turns out then our famous editor was like, yeah, we could just put everything out there. I was
We're
like,
gonna
okay,
air
cool.
everything out.
We're just gonna air it out. We'll see what happens.
But I mean,
it was a good and bad idea because it built up some hype around it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole drama around it. There's all sorts of shit going on.
You know, when you watch like TV, you have three things. You have three entertainment, and most of that's from drama. And then you usually have some assholes getting drunk, and it's like we're all three in one episode. I love how my AirPods just pop out whenever they want. They really have a mind.
Yeah, dude, the burn book was a horrible idea. It was my idea too. I was like, we should make a burn book.
I still think burn book's hilarious.
And then towards the end,
I love the idea. It's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. It's just execution. I think y'all executed it fine.
We executed it to the dot, bro.
The execution.
Well, it's like, you know, as long as you don't regret it.
I have no regrets.
You know?
No regrets.
Exactly.
I just remember hearing the story about like the chef.
Oh,
like,
dude, he had some people trying to cancel us for that one.
Chef.
Exactly. If it's somebody you don't remember, probably wasn't worth it. But
yeah,
it was apparently a chef that Daniel. And
you can say it. I'll bleep it out. I'll bleep it out. Yeah. I promise.
I don't remember his name.
It was Chef Vargas.
Oh, the dude that can't cook worth shit.
Yeah. Remember? And we trashed his ass.
Cook worth shit.
And all his buddies from high school like came after us on Twitter. It was hilarious.
Oh, dude. It's like talking shit about what's that, like, K-pop? It's just like that. How you get all this hate from random people. They're like half your size and half your weight. And like probably half your gender. They all come after you. It's just like that shit.
Hey, Dad, remember when me and you almost got in a fight recording?
Yeah.
Over whether you could throw a high kick or not?
Johnson can still knock you out easily.
No, remember the high kick one, too?
Yeah. It was plenty of high. It was at least 5
It was high, no power, buddy.
Don't need power. Execution. Technique.
Precision, huh?
You can ask Francis Ngannou that.
Bro, did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I watched that fight.
Oh my god.
That was fucking golden, dude.
Yeah, he sent Stipe to another planet.
I still think John Jones is gonna take him.
Really?
I think John Jones is gonna take him easily, dude.
Dude, I think John Jones is gonna catch an uppercut to the chin and it's over with. Lights out.
The only way he could get knocked out is it's gonna be on a shoot, but I think John Jones is gonna use his length.
John Jones isn't that much taller versus against Ngannou though.
No. But his legs and his arms are longer. His limbs.
But the power behind Ngannou, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The power, it'll knock you to another planet. It'll knock you to another planet.
I mean, sometimes reach and technique will definitely outdo power. Like,
but that's the thing with power, though. That's the thing with power. One good hit could end your night.
True.
I think he will definitely knock him to the ground. I just think John Jones is gonna sweep him, and it's gonna be a fun match.
Well, if he takes us to the ground, it's gonna get interesting. But dude, if they stand up against Ngannou is a horrible idea.
Well, I bet like $400 against McGregor when he lost,
Hmm.
and
I think you
right
got
now they have
slept.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't think it was gonna happen like that, but I was like, yeah, this dude, like, he's he's chilling on a yacht before the fight. I'm like, y'all really think he's gonna
Yeah,
actually go out
his
there
head's
and
not in
try
the
his
game.
hardest?
It was it's just sometimes with McGregor is the cockiness and the
No,
lack
no,
of
No, no,
no.
no,
thinking.
It was
no,
just
no,
his
no.
head's
It's
not in it.
because
He's
he has
rich. He's
money.
not
A
hungry
lot of
It's
it.
because he
anymore.
has money.
A lot of it. I
Yeah,
still want him to fight Jake Paul. I still think it'd be hilarious to see that happen. To
that
be
would be
completely honest,
pretty
in a
funny.
boxing ring again. I mean,
That
hey,
would be pretty funny.
I don't know. I think it would be fun to watch. I don't think it would be very like. If you're talking about technical boxing, it's not going to be technical boxing. It's going to be a bunch of people flailing hands, but it'll be really funny to see.
Yeah.
I just I don't care for the Paul brothers fighting. It's like, yeah, I get it's entertaining and everything,
Hmm.
but I'm like, I'm getting tired of this celebrity fighting shit because it's like, it's too, it's basically okay. If we took videos from what's that website, Danny? You know it. Um,
Which one?
basically fighting videos that you would see, but add celebrities to it and actually get people to pay for a pay per view.
Hmm.
Like what
Oh,
you were used to watch on the hood, basically.
Hmm. Kimbo
That video,
Slice.
yeah, yeah,
the backyard
not on
fights.
YouTube, but like I forgot the video streaming thing, whatever. From
The
like 20 years ago, everyone ever always watched. Uh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't
If
think
it
of
was
it.
like
But
celebrities kind of going at it.
no, not celebrities. Just like random
Hmm.
people in the hood, like just fighting.
What the hell is it
And
called?
it was the Kimbo Slice Chronicles.
well, no, not like actually fighting, but like where you would actually see people in the hood like actually fighting.
Half of them went into a World Star, right? Is that what it is?
There
Yeah,
you go,
World
World
Star.
Star.
Okay, so it's like
World
World Star with
Star.
celebrities. That's what we're
True.
doing now. It's
True.
World Star with celebrities. Like
Yeah.
it's boring ass fights that last a few minutes, and people spend all this fucking money. And it's not worth it. It's really
Oh, it's
not.
not worth the pay
It's
per
like,
view. I mean, I'll watch it on
No,
YouTube.
I watch it illegally on YouTube. I mean, that's pretty much it.
well, yeah.
Someone hit me up with the
Oh.
Facebook stream.
Because I will say I do want to see Logan Paul train and train and train only to get knocked out by Floyd Mayweather in the first round. That's kind of what I want to see, just because I want to see it happen.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't see
I don't know.
Mayweather knocking someone out though. Not someone that much bigger than him.
Like you say, he's a really technical fighter. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Logan Paul's got like height on him and reach, and he's a lot younger. But I mean, he's
But
gonna fight one of the best.
McGregor's got the moves. Yeah. I mean,
And
Mayweather's
he's
got the
also
moves.
still undefeated, right? Like
Technically.
record undefeated.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, it's not like he's. No, if you get beaten by Logan Paul at that point, I don't know. Just at that point, just don't box
He's
again.
not gonna lose to Logan Paul. First of all,
That's what
the dude has like faster hands than anyone else in the game, and
he
faster
can.
footwork.
Yeah, he can move his feet
Yeah.
really well, and that's. I mean, that's usually been his claim to the win each time. Just being able to move around the ring enough to get like a good hit in
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
get points on people. He's a really
That's what I'm saying.
point-driven.
He's gonna destroy him in points, but
Mhm.
I don't see him knocking Logan Paul out. That's
I
kind of
mean,
tough.
knocked out McGregor.
Did he? I thought McGregor
Was it?
gassed.
No, it was TKO. Yeah, it was after he got gassed, but it was TKO.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's
So
right.
if you're gonna knock out McGregor, you're probably gonna knock out someone that's half as good and half as fat.
Well, they're only going
double
6
as
rounds,
fat.
right? It's
Unless
it's
you
an
catch him on a
exhibition.
technicality, which is not going to
If
happen.
I was McGregor, I would have thrown a fucking elbow. I'm not gonna lie. I would have snuck an elbow or a shoulder hit in there. And
He
done
was
something.
like, okay, but how much money do you need to get knocked out? Because I've gotten knocked out. I've gotten knocked out for free so many times. I'm down to take a couple million to get knocked out.
right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll jump in the ring with any of them. Fucking throw me in with Mike Tyson. Just make sure he pays me my medical bills
Yeah.
and I get my $1 million.
As long as you bite my fucking ear off, I'll be good with that.
Dude, the only thing is,
mean-
if Mike Tyson hits you, dude, you're gonna be retarded for life after that. There's no recovering from that.
He still did. He looked really nice in the ring, even though
Yeah.
he looked old.
Yeah,
He still looked good.
Yeah, he's
It just
a fucking
reminds me of
beast.
that one movie with what was it? Rocky Balboa boxing
Oh.
the
Apollo?
old ass dude.
Robert De Niro.
No.
Or are you talking older
Yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That
okay.
one. That one.
Or they're both old
I
as
forgot
shit, and they decide to fight.
Yeah. Did you see?
Oh, you're talking
Wrinkles
about
for
the newer
Days?
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that
Well,
came
Michael
out
B.
like
Jordan.
5 years ago.
Gotcha.
No. Is it with Michael B. Jordan?
I don't think it is.
I thought he was Apollo Creed's son.
No. This
No,
isn't
no,
a
no.
Rocky
We're
movie.
talking about the two white wrinkly guys.
It's Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro, and they box.
I thought we were,
and they're old as
still
fuck.
talking like.
No, they're old as fuck, and they box together for like 3 rounds, and they like gas out halfway through the fight.
Bro.
It looks
Okay.
like they're dying the whole time.
Yeah.
Link this to me because at some point I do want to see this.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I
I'll
don't
send
think
it
I've
to you.
seen it. It doesn't sound familiar. I like Robert De Niro movies and stuff. So
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but it's
have
Robert
you
De
seen, have
Niro
you
and
seen The
Sylvester
Irishman
Stallone.
where he just tries to be young the whole movie and just
He just
work?
can't move that way anymore.
He kicks like he's like in geriatric.
Yeah,
It's a really good mafia movie, but he just doesn't.
Yeah, I did like that movie actually.
Yeah.
Dude, I watch no movies whatsoever. So
What?
if I actually see a movie,
And that's a
Like-
long movie. That's a burn movie. Like that's like
it was like
4
3.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
not watched
Dude.
the new I don't watch superhero movies, but there's
Uh-huh.
some new superhero movie that's supposed to be like 8 hours long.
uh-huh.
Everyone's
It's
trying to get me to watch.
It's the Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah,
It's 4
yeah.
it's 4 hours, but I try to watch it and like I because we're gonna talk about it on another podcast that I have this week, which is Accidental Chaos, and we're basically gonna just grudge match. No, I
Grudge
still haven't
match,
seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. Or they're old as
Okay.
fuck
Good
and they
shit.
decide to box.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
good
I'm,
as shit.
I'm gonna have to look that up because that looks like it's fun.
Yeah, they're both like super old, like
Is it
retired
more of a
boxers.
comedy?
Look how fucking old they look, bro. Like,
Yeah, just wrinkles for days.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone's pretty. I mean, Robert De Niro is too. I think they're in their 60s, 70s.
yeah, they're old as fuck.
They're
bro.
old.
Yeah,
They look great for being old too. On top of that, though,
yeah.
still kick my ass and fat and overweight and sad. But I'm in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
It's just being fluffy. You're good.
I guess it's more
Yeah.
cushion to get if you're gonna get hit. I guess it's not gonna hurt
Exactly.
as bad.
It won't hurt as much when you hit the ground. You get a little.
Yeah,
you
I mean, you need
bounce
the
kinda
cushion
like-
to support your brain. You know, you don't want to go brain dead. You know, you just need
Exactly.
extra fat to support it.
Exactly.
wrong
It
with
protects
that.
your bones. In reality, you're
Sticking
just
with your
protecting
head.
your bones, man. Just adding extra protection there.
Shit.
Dude,
Alright.
we went to go play disc golf. I was telling y'all this earlier the other day.
Mhm.
I was sore as fuck after playing. We decided to play 18 holes, and you play like, you know, you're throwing the frisbee, so it's not that
Mhm.
hard. But I'm throwing it with my opposite hand, so I'm throwing it with my right hand. And I'm like, okay, you know, it will probably be pretty sore. Next
Yeah.
day, it hurts like hell. Play it again. Play like 36 holes. So played
Jesus.
2 rounds basically.
God damn.
I mean, those
And
frisbees
then-
aren't like they're light, but they're not that light.
Well, I mean, you're
Like,
also
yeah,
throwing
you're
You're
an
them.
average
throwing it
frisbee.
as hard as you can
Yeah,
too.
you're gonna pull your
Yeah.
shoulder if you're not careful. Like,
Yeah,
You're
it's,
throwing it like
it's an actual
700
sport.
feet. Like,
yeah,
you know,
you're launching that sucker out into the fucking moon if you can.
and then
yeah.
you're throwing all your weight behind it, like running up to it. It's like, man, these old people got some good exercise out of it.
I thought about taking it up, and I just haven't yet. I haven't met some people out here who are into it in Kentucky. There's places you can go, like Iroquois Park is really cool, and they have a massive one, but I just haven't gotten to do it yet. I've heard it's a blast though.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I tried golfing. Okay, so for people that have no idea what's going on in my life, which they probably don't, because I'm not on really social media pushing anything. So I left the oil industry about 3 months ago, and I started the opposite industry in the solar and stuff like that. So basically, I retired my blue collar life for a white collar life, which requires me to play all these white collar sports that I suck at, like golfing, racquetball, like all the
Racquetball?
shit.
Dude, I'll fuck some people up
Dude,
on racquetball.
Racquetball's fun.
You just hit the fuck out of it and
Mhm.
hope it hits the other guy. So it knocks your ass
Exactly.
out. Like, I just realized that.
It's
I mean, I was
literally
in
hit the
yoga
fuck out the
before,
ball
but
and hope it hits the wall before it hits the ground.
That's
I
literally
will
all it
say
is.
this. Yeah, so I had one customer, he was like, well, meet me at the Y, or not the Y. It's like a country club that looks like the Y, but for
Mhm.
rich people.
Okay.
You know, they only let certain people with color skin tones in.
Do they hold up a little chart to you and be like, no, you're too dumb?
I was the only white guy in there. It was it was like an Indian country club, which I didn't know those existed, but I'm all for it. And I was the only white guy in there. And he's like, we play racquetball. And he kept saying something like that. I was like, all right, whatever the fuck this is. So he's like wearing these short ass shorts. So I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'm not for it because my balls could barely fit on the side of my shorts, let alone they're probably gonna pop out. He hits the ball one time, nails me in the dick. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I got an ice pack hanging out the side of my leg next to my my left testicle that's double the size now. And a ball that we're hitting is about the size of my testicle. And he's hitting the crap out of it. Bam! Hits me right in the ice pack again. I'm like, bro, calm the fuck down. Seriously? So finally, it's my serve because I guess after you get like 5 points, so the guy serve. So I'm like, okay.
Hold on, you got hit in the dick 5 times before you got
twice.
to serve?
Twice.
What about the other 3 times?
Works, but if you get hit, that's a point for the other guy. And if it hits the wall and then goes behind you and they hit it again, that's another point. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this shit out. But anyway, so I just grabbed the ball. I hit it as hard as I can, putting everything into it. Nail this guy right between the eyes. Pops back. And then I grabbed the ball again, hit him on the floor. I'm like, well, fuck it, bro. I'm going to score twice. Like, I'm on for this. I'm like, I know how to play this shit now. You just hit the fuck out of the other guy. It's like, guys, we don't need paddles and balls to do this. That's why you have gloves or fists. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. I'm all for it, though. I mean, you want to knock the fuck out of each other, shit like that. Go for it.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so I played racquetball golf, which I knocked out a guy's window. Nice. Wasn't me though. If you live in Greatwood, that was not me.
That was
I
not
swear
Dan.
to God, wasn't that? Yeah, I mean,
it was the guy
was
next to him that looked like him, but it wasn't him.
Let me tell you this: when it's cold as fuck outside, do not go golfing.
Why would? Isn't golf supposed to be like a sunny day sport?
Okay, so during like COVID, you got to make a tee time and just commit to that shit. So not knowing that it's like $180 when you are not part of a country club, we went golfing, and my first drive, I just hung it left, and bam, knocked out a window. And I'm like, well, that guy's gonna get a little free AC today, I guess.
But it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Yeah, I mean, I never got caught, but it was like, okay, so finally they have a sport where you could drink and drive and hit the fuck out of something. I'm like, okay, yeah, white people definitely invented this shit.
I mean, I guess if they're living close to like the golf course anyway, like they either have insurance for it or they're rich enough to be like, I'll just get another one. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I was just like, there's got to be other shitty golfers. And then they were talking about it back at the golf house. Like, it's like another one of those houses that are full of white people. I'm like, this is fucking weird. Where they all just get drunk and talk shit. They're like, oh, did you see that broken window on the par 3 on the left side? I was like, yeah, bro, that fucking sucks. Someone fucking sucks at golfing. My friend's just cracking up like, bro, you gotta like tell them or something. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, I'm never coming back here.
So what'd you say? I'll tell them about the pod.
And then it's so weird. They came up with the sport where it's like tennis, but with a wiffle ball.
No?
No. It's a wiffle ball with like a tennis racket, and you only stand half back on a tennis court, so you're in mid range, like by the net and shit.
Wait, is it the ball with the little like net thingy in the back? Like the
So
ball
it's a
has.
tennis court.
I know. Oh, it's a tennis court. Never mind.
It's
I'm
a
not sure
tennis
what that
court.
is.
I'm thinking of badminton.
it's really
or whatever
weird.
it's called.
No, it's not badminton. I know badminton.
Pronounce that shit because I don't know how to
with a
pronounce it.
wiffle ball.
Okay.
Yeah, not a-
Paddle with a wiffle ball.
Not a shuttlecock.
No, I don't know.
What's a shuttlecock? Hold on.
That is
not like
literally that's literally what they use in badminton. Like that's what it's called. The little thing with
Shuttlecock?
shuttlecock. No joke.
I don't know. I'm like, guys, can we just play pool? Like, what the fuck are we doing out here?
What? Why
I'm
don't
like,
you play
again, wearing
cards?
short ass shorts. All these sports
You
require
know-
you to wear short ass
Wait.
shorts.
You know what I think
Wait,
it is, Dan? You remember how last year you worked out your legs a lot? All these folks,
Yeah.
all these old geezers right here, old white guys, are trying to check out your legs, bro.
Dude, I'm
They're-
all for it. Like,
They're Herbert the
honestly,
perverting you.
worked out today for the first time in like 2 months. I'm like, my legs still got it. So I'm
Fucking
like, all
thick
right,
boy.
bro.
They see a thickie out there and they want to see you in short shorts. That's all it is.
I mean, Thick Boy Bike Club right here.
Thick Boy
I'm all
Bike
for it.
Club?
Like,
Wait till they get you on the polo team.
I will say this: it pisses me the fuck off when I drive in full shirt and I see all these bikers trying to get hit. It's
Bro,
like they are in the middle lane these days.
Hold on, Saturday mornings in full shirt are the worst when it comes to bikers. Like you have a whole bike rally of bikers there, and the whole time you're just contemplating: do I run them over, or do I keep going, or do I go around?
How many
But
points are you gonna get?
yeah, and then you start counting them. You're like, okay, if I hit him, and him, is that bonus points because they're all wearing the same colors, or what's going on here? Half the time I
Wipe off
contemplate
the
about
whole
running
team,
them over.
You know, wipe off
Yeah.
the whole team.
You know, sometimes you wonder if you can drift just perfectly to just rear end all of them.
I was just like, let me get some marbles and throw it right in front of them.
Or
Just have fun.
you know, I thought about this one time. While I was driving by them, I had a stick in my car and I was thinking about throwing it out, but then I was like, if I catch
Big
the
daddy
spokes.
shit right there.
But yeah, dude, like I've been wanting to go to Baba on Saturdays, Baba Brew House, you know, weekly deal podcast invested in it. I've been wanting to go down there, but every time I remember about all the bikers going to full shirt, it makes me not want to go.
Dude, I drove them full shirt for the first time the other day, and I was like, what the fuck happened? They have like 100 different subdivisions up there. They're all opened up. And I'm like, holy crap, this is like completely different. But not only that, no, I mean, they have bikers literally, they used to be on the shoulder and now they're in the middle of the road. They're like, we have the right of way in full shirt. I'm like, all right,
Damn.
bro. I mean, hey, all it takes is me 1-2 beers in and not giving any fucks, which I'm very close to once again, to just clean y'all out, you know? And let's see who's bold now.
Let's see who's got the right of way then.
All it takes is a self-driving Tesla not knowing what the fuck you are.
Bro, imagine that fucking self-driving Tesla just plowing through a field of bikers.
Oh.
So I don't know how much y'all watch TikTok. I saw a TikTok the other day where actually a Uber self-driving Tesla picked a guy up, and he was talking to the person on the phone, and he was like, so what happens if a cop pulls me over? Like, is it gonna actually stop? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm controlling it with my PlayStation controller. I'm like, did we get to the
way.
point where we're doing this shit like this?
Bro, that's like playing
Well,
GTA from
That's the
home,
bad
but as an
life,
Uber.
GTA fucking real life. Holy
I'm
shit.
just like, it takes a bold hacker with some very light skills to actually hack into that program and fuck their life up.
Absolutely. I mean, also, can you imagine just like slightly rear-ending, like are them rear-ending you, and you look, and you're like gonna go talk to them to try to get their like license,
And it
like,
just drives off.
fucking car. It just drives
It's like,
off. Hell?
The fucking turns the emergency signals off, pops the door open, and just takes off.
I'm just waiting for like a RoboCop that self-drives and shit, like on motorcycles.
Oh my god.
Just to
Bro.
fuck your life up.
We're getting there, man. We're getting
Yeah,
there.
I think in the next
I'm-
10 to 15 years, you may see that.
You know,
Now here's the thing though. They're saying it's going to be a self-driving car. You can own the car, but you can't own the programming to have it self-drive. So you have to pay monthly for that. That's
Mhm.
where they fuck you over.
that's a subscription, bro. You gotta have the
I
Seti.
know.
You gotta have the subby. I mean, if you're gonna be drunk, you gotta pay for the subby.
Exactly.
Like you said though, if that thing gets hacked, oh my god,
Bro,
That'd
imagine
be
the mayhem.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's
Imagine,
gonna happen.
imagine they create a video game where it's like Crazy Taxi, like back in the day. You remember Crazy Taxi on PlayStation?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Imagine that, but like somehow it turns into real life and we don't even realize it. We just think we're playing a fucking game, just wrecking everywhere, and it's actually affecting the Ubers. That'd be hilarious.
It just blows my mind. I'm like, and we still have fucking rubber tires on these cars.
We have air-filled tires. How mind-blowing is that? We have air-filled tires.
That's what I'm saying. We're still relying on a tire full of air to drive you around. Like,
Sure.
am I the only one blown away by that? It's like, you're going to put hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars into a car, and you're relying on air filled with rubber.
You mean rubber
or
filled with air?
Rubber filled, same thing. To drive you around and get to, like, to go to places. I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, your Corolla and your Aston Martin have the same type of tires, basically.
No.
No, that just blows my mind. Like, especially since I'm back to spending 6 hours of my day in the car. It's like I went from one job where I drive 6 hours a day, making
Just to
good
get
money, to a job where I have to work 2 jobs to make a living, to a job where I just drive around all the time. But at least I don't have to wake up at 4 a.m.
You know,
so
you could possibly do Uber on the side while you're doing your job.
oh, I'm not doing that shit.
Like if
I
you
already
think about
put-
it, if you're
I put 4,000 miles on my car.
if you're
in
really
a
about
month
the
and a half.
hustle, you can plan out your appointments along with Uber rides.
Yeah, but it's not worth it. I
Nah,
mean,
it's
it
not.
really-
It's not worth paying the insurance to be an Uber driver.
Hell no.
You get that commercial insurance. Fuck all that.
Well,
Dealing with
I will say the HOV lane would come clutch as fuck a lot more often. Because
Yeah.
driving on 610 at 8 in the morning every morning is hell. But
See,
it's kind of nice going to the
this
office
is-
in the Galleria.
You know, that's one of the questions I have about the HOV. If you have a self-driving car and you're a passenger, does that technically count as HOV?
I
Well,
don't.
no,
No.
because it's saying
you're
the
not
number of people
driving.
in the car.
You're not
But it's the
driving.
number of people in the
Okay,
car.
put a mannequin in the driver's seat. You sit in the passenger seat.
Nobody
My
would
whole
know.
thing
Technically,
is-
you're not driving.
Okay, so it's supposed to support for emissions, the HOV, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Technically, if your car is electric, you're supporting emissions, so that should be a HOV pass.
There you go. There you go. Loopholes.
I will say this: a cyber bike is cool as fuck, though.
Yeah. Oh, Dan, talking about bullshit. So guess where? guess where I went the other day, and it reminded me about our times where we would go broke as hell to a Walmart and see what we needed for the podcast, and somehow walk with it with no money ever being exchanged.
Guess where you went?
Guess where I went?
To
It was
either the Galleria or were you actually looking for podcast equipment or just random shit?
not just random shit.
Okay, Dollar Tree, because that's the only reason why people go there. The Galleria or
The Best Buy on Westheimer.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
good times
You
there.
know what?
Remember the time
I
we
mean-
met some crackheads outside fighting at
Which
Best
time?
Buy?
That's like almost every
I
time
think-
we went to a store off West.
I think we were about to do the Jamakai interview. We were looking for some cables we needed. So we decided last minute to go all the way to the Best Buy. And as soon as we walked in, there was 2 crackheads fighting in front of there. And we're like, oh, I wonder where this is going to go. We walk inside, and as we're walking out of the Best Buy, they're getting arrested, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that sounds
But
100%.
you remember all Walmart trips as well? We would go to Walmart.
Jesus fucking
Dude, you
Christ.
find some shady ass shit happening. Dude, talk about like all the fucking. I went to a gas station. Okay, so to give you a perspective, most of my appointments, like on Thursday or Friday, start in Greens Point. Okay,
Nice.
you see some cool ass shit. Like you go to the gas station, you're wearing, masked up and everything. We got the mask on, and then you see everybody else not wearing a mask in there. It's like, okay, cool, we're rocking no mask at this point. You don't know how a place is until you actually go in the gas station near there. Like in the Heights, they're all for the mask and gloves. You can't walk in there without gloves. Greens Point, they don't give a fuck what you have, but if they see you buy something, they expect the nearest homeless person to give you something. I walked into this one house. Lady had a refrigerator and her grass outside, and she said that's her cooler. Wasn't hooked up to shit, right? I don't know. You meet some crazy ass fucking people. Turns out they didn't own the house. They were actually trying to rob me.
Oh, nice.
And they did cocaine, trying to act like they're gonna sign up for shit. I'm like, all right, bro, you don't have good credit, so chill.
Cocaine.
Yeah, they were doing cocaine, and they were like, "You want a bum?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good.
I'm good. Where'd you get it from?
So it was like a foreclosed house or something too. On top of that, they were just.
That's fucking hilarious.
God,
they were like, "We're about to own the house." I'm like, "Okay,
we're about to own the house." Oh.
I was like, "Here's a fake number. Here's Mike Jones. You could call him. Great salesman. You should just talk to him. Here's Mike Jones's number." I was like, I wonder if they're actually going to call that number. Be hilarious.
That would be very funny.
Michael Jones.
Yeah.
So Dan, I wanted to ask you, do you have any it'd be more like what's one thing that stood out to you whenever we would do live shows? Like one favorite memory?
Live shows?
Yeah, when we did the live recordings. Do you got one favorite one or a favorite memory from all that?
Yeah, you showing up late as fuck. And I'm like, okay, bro, love the teamwork here. And Danny he'll show up to the location and be like, all right, bro, I gotta check into a hotel real quick.
Okay, bro, but in my defense, there was a shitload of fucking traffic that day. We were gonna make it early.
You have to incorporate for the traffic
Dude,
when you go somewhere.
Okay, I was planning on making it there 20 minutes early, but then I hit an hour's worth of traffic. There was nothing I could do there.
You need a warning label to invite you to shit, because it's like we scheduled this a month in advance, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance. At this day, at this time, you got to be at this location. Okay, let me just wing it. I could show up, it'll take me like an hour to get there. Oh my God, there's traffic. I was like, bro, yeah, there's traffic.
Bro, there was an hour's worth of traffic, though.
No, you showing up late always cracked me up, because I knew it was like classic Danny is going to close up late. Show up late as fuck. I'm like, all right, man, guess we're just going to skid through the testing and everything and just jump into it.
Exactly.
I thought it was funny how when we were always on, how we would always have a shitload of people talking over us. It's like, okay, we're just gonna keep talking.
Right.
But to be fair, I mean, I got concerts and shit. You talk over people. It's not like everyone's always gonna have your attention, but it makes me respect people that can actually stay online. Stay with what they want to talk about and what they want to do, and stay in order a lot more. It makes me have more respect for that, because it's okay, when you have only a quarter of the room paying attention, but
dude, but
I will
also it wasn't easy to do a live recording.
No.
Just to plan ahead of time, and most of the time, what my favorite thing about the live recording was our first live recording. Dad had all the notes on his iPad, right? And I was like, all right, cool. You're going to send me the notes to my laptop. I'm going to be able to see everything. All right, this is our first recording. We were doing a Christmas spectacular with Pasta Gravy. And we show up and we found out that the way they had set up Pasta Gravy's equipment, my laptop couldn't record off of it. So I had no laptop to go off of.
to see the notes, and we start recording, right? We start the live show, we take shots right off the bat, and we start going, and Dan like, obviously he knew what was, like, the notes, so he was going to carry the show a little bit, and I was just going to follow along. But he didn't realize I had no notes. So
Yeah,
he's going
I have no
along,
recollection.
and he's expecting me to, like, click and everything. And I just look at him, I'm like, dude, I have nothing. Like, you're gonna carry it, and I'm just gonna go along and kind of bullshit my way through this. But it was so funny because it took him at least 15 minutes to realize I had no idea what was going on. Like, I had
So
no
we
planning.
We had 3 live shows total. The first 2 were a lot better. Last one was a little rough, but
Yeah.
honestly, to be fair, I actually liked doing it in Packard's Pub just because that's
too.
my kind of place.
Yeah.
Like, it's a closed-in location. Yeah, it gets loud as shit, but it's like, you know, even if there's like 10 people there, it looks packed, and I love that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But it
I
was
love
like-
Packard's Pub, and I still like it as a place to go do shit at, because it's just
Yeah.
a small spot that's a lot of fun.
The last time I went there in October, I actually got knocked out there.
Did you really?
That was kind of funny. Yeah, I was drunk, and we actually took an Uber to Yard House, got drunk there, went to Packard's Pub because they wanted to go drink. And I was like, well, I know a place that's definitely going to be open with COVID and shit. So we went there. They were open.
Nice.
And we were just hammering like the weirdest drinks. And anything with vodka or Red Bull, I cannot drink.
Mhm.
For some reason, I get to a point where I just don't remember shit. I just remember I woke up on the concrete. I had blood everywhere. I was like, what the fuck happened? And the bartender was like, yeah, you told the guy to hit you as hard as you can. And he did. And you passed out. And I was like, yeah, that sounds
about
something
right.
I would do.
That sounds like something Dan would do. I remember one time before recording,
Christ.
me and Dan went on a double date, and we are gonna try to hook up with these chicks, right? So Dan, he's like, all right, dude, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna order pictures of Long Island of Adios motherfuckers. We're gonna trick them into drinking them with us, and we start drinking them, right? And the girls are like, no, we're not drinking that. We're not trying to get fucked up. So I drank mine, Dad drank his, and then I drank the girls. Then he drank the girls, and we still had a whole pitcher there. And I look at it,
God.
and I look at Dad, and Dad looks at me, and I was like, dude, I'm not doing this. I'm going to get fucked up and puke
So I
everywhere.
drank the whole thing.
And Dad's like, all right, fuck it, I got it. He
my
chugs
God.
that shit, right? And he's fine. He's fine. We get back to the apartment. We're about to start recording, and as soon as I hit record, he's like, "Dude, I can't." Runs to the restroom, and all you hear is, and he's just puking his mind out. So I hear it, right, and I grab my phone and instantly run over there with my Snapchat running. And I'm like, "Hey, buddy, are you okay?" And I'm just banging on the door, and you just hear him puking his mind out. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh, God.
But yeah, dude.
Adios
it
will
was-
do that to you, man.
100 episodes of the Weekly D. Bunch of stupid fucking stories. So
But
many
yeah,
more stories
that-
to be made.
Hell yeah.
Going to that bar in October, that was like, okay, this is the last time I'm drinking like this. And I still drink, but not like that anymore.
Not like that.
And no, because I literally had a concussion for 2 weeks. Like,
Nice.
it was bad. I
Very
had
nice.
like fucked up jaw. I lost 3 teeth.
Oh, is that where that's from?
Like, yeah, dude.
I
I
remember-
had like a semi-broken nose. Like,
Oh, he hit you
it
like
was-
hard.
I hit the ground harder because it was concrete, and they said I went face first, but they said my legs were like numb, so he knocked me out, like for sure.
You went,
But, I mean,
oh shit. You went stiff as
It's
board?
just like it, and then they were like, it didn't help you headbutted him first, and I was
Oh,
like, yeah,
that'll probably.
that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Makes
I'm
a
like,
lot
yeah,
more
that sounds
sense.
like something I would try.
Yeah,
I've
full
always
flesh.
wanted. I was just like, who the fuck didn't record this? Because I was like, I would love to see a video of me headbutting someone. fucking knocked out right
See,
after that.
if I was there, I would have recorded it. No
This
doubt
dude
about
was
it.
probably just jacked. It's just-
No,
Oh yeah, no, I remember what he looked like. I was just
Yeah.
like, all right. And they were like, "Do you want me to call the cops or anything?" I was like, "No, God no." Like this is.
just
This is
prison
life.
rules.
like,
It's bar.
Biggest dude in the
It's
room. I'm
bar
gonna fight
hopping.
him right now.
Yeah.
I was like, you have two decisions in life. No decision that I ever had came good with calling the cops. I'm like, no, we are just gonna live with this.
Yeah.
No, my head was like banging hurt from.
I remember
Like,
that. We were
weeks
supposed to
after
go
that.
to coffee the next day, and you never showed up. And we're like, "What happened
Yeah.
to Dan?"
Well,
I was supposed to.
that'll do
That
it.
was on a Friday. So it turns out I came back home that night. I got an Uber home, and then like something with like I guess my ex hit me up, so I ended up walking to her parents' house, which is like down the street, and apparently her husband, I didn't know they were still together. I thought they were like divorced and everything. Came in, and then he got shot twice in the back by her brother. I don't know,
Holy
but
shit!
he ended up knocking her out, and like
Holy
she
shit!
went into a coma. Like it was a whole shit show.
Damn,
I
that
don't
sounds like a
remember
crazy
shit.
weekend.
I just remember I woke up outside the house and I was like, "What the fuck did I do?" Because you don't know what's going on. And they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, did he hit you?" I'm like, "No, this was like it before."
This is before that.
And they were like, "Do you want to go to the hospital to see your girl?" I'm like, "I don't have a girlfriend, so I don't know what you're talking about." And yeah, she had a coma for like 2 weeks. Woke up,
Fuck.
thought it was me, and never talked to me again. I was like, "No, I definitely did not try to beat the hell out of you." That was another guy. He's in prison now, so I'm like,
Nice.
okay.
Got
We're
shot in
just
the
not
back and
gonna
ended up
drink
in
with
prison.
that group of people ever again.
Exactly.
Because that's ultimately who we. Here's the thing. You gotta realize, me and Danny did a lot of stupid crap, but we always had each other's back.
Yeah, that's
If
for
you
sure.
So the moral of the
That's-
story is, make sure if you're gonna do something stupid, you do it with people that support your stupidity
Exactly.
and the decisions.
Exactly.
Because
Mhm.
you can say whatever you want, but we went in 100%, and we always came out 100%. We
Yeah.
were committed.
We were
to whatever
committed to it. Yeah.
And
There was a couple
know-
times too that we got close to throwing it down, but for the most part, we never
Yeah,
had to
like
lay hands
that
on
one-
nobody.
What happened?
well, I mean, it's like that one time when we went to Montrose and you decided to hit on the she-man.
I didn't hit
Female.
on him. He came
I
on
haven't-
to
I
me.
haven't
Hold
heard this
on.
story.
He came
I
on
haven't
to
heard
me,
this
bro.
story.
And
Because if you didn't hit on
you
him.
were like, dude, let's send some hottie totties. I know that's
No.
shit. And I was like, Danny, I don't know, man. Like, if you want to go there, I'm all for it, bro.
No,
Like,
I had said
I
no, guys,
like
some
the
drinks.
fact that you're open enough to do this, but
AG exposed.
if you don't think this is gonna come out as a wedding story one day when you are either with a she-male or not a she-male, it's definitely coming out.
I did not
And I
do
was
any
like-
of that. That's all allegations,
like-
false allegations. First of
I
all,
was,
okay, no, let me tell the story. What
And
really happened was,
I really think it was the point where he was like something about a hottie toddy going through my throat. Just the warmness opens it up so much. I feel like I could take more, and I'm like, yeah, well, you better be prepared to take a lot more than that.
no, hold on.
The way you're running, I'm like, go for it, bro.
Let me
You know?
tell the real
But
story.
I supported you 100%.
100%. But
Gonna have to explain
no,
yourself,
no.
Danny.
Let me explain this. The real truth of the story was, we went to Montrose. I wore a pink shirt. I was sick that day. I was like legitly sick, and I didn't want to go out, but Dan convinced me to go out. So we went, and I felt like shit, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna order a hottie toddy because it was a cold ass day too. I was like, I'm gonna order a hottie toddy, clear my throat out so we can record a podcast. Well, we were in
He was
Montrose.
clearing his throat out for something else.
We were in Montrose. I was wearing a pink shirt, cowboy boots, and jeans. So I was playing the part, obviously.
At what point before coming over were you like, Yeah, I need to wear the pink shirt and the boots. That looks great together.
I don't know, man. I was just trying to fit in with. I knew we were gonna go to Montrose. I was like, I'm gonna fit in with the bear community. I'm gonna get me some free drinks. Not gonna spend a dime, and then we're gonna go back and record and have
I
a great
will say
time.
this: that's how we saved a lot of money is by going to Montrose and getting free drinks from guys, and it worked.
He's not lying.
And then it just required Danny to clear up his throat some more. You know.
That
He
day I
was
was
like,
sick.
I got a VIP room and this porta potty out back.
No.
People call it out house. I call it give me in house. Okay.
Daddy got on money.
Well, yeah, dude. Pink shirt and hottie toddies do not give off the right vibe in Montrose.
That was pretty sus, Daniel. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, Montrose was so much fun though. When we would go, we would legit get free drinks. We were popular in the bear community. Best way to push out the podcast too.
I just feel like, you know, when you tell people you have a podcast called The Weekly D, you're wearing a pink shirt, boots, and
Drinking a hottie toddy.
Shemale is like, well, I'll show you what The Weekly D is. And you're like, well, we could show each other what The Weekly D is. I'm like, bro, I'm not part of The Weekly D right now.
Or you just fully commit. At that point, you're just like, well, I guess that's what I am.
I was 100% in by trying to be a winged man for this other man. Like, I was like, hey, bro, you know, I'm 100% with you
2021,
by
I get it.
staying 20 feet back, you know? We were inventing COVID rules before they even came out. We were like, I'm going to stand over there while you're right there, okay?
Oh, my fucking face hurts.
That's how we're going to do that.
Goddamn Montrose.
100 episodes, boys.
100 episodes. 100 episodes of bad decisions.
Yeah, but, you know,
They're fun decisions, at least.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you,
100%.
that whole experience of the beginning of this podcast was so much fun. We did so much stupid fucking things that were just random and out the blue too. Like,
I will say, riding the bull was a great decision.
bro, the bull when it was slippery as shit was badass.
The Waffle House trips, especially
Bro.
the one with the hooker, that was fun.
Oh my god, did we ever tell that story about the hooker at the Waffle House that showed up to our podcast event?
That
doesn't sound familiar to me.
She was trying to take Dan home, bro.
I was 100% committed.
And I had his back when her boyfriend walked in.
No one, but to be fair, no one can say I'm racist because I was down to go home with the black chick.
He was down. He was down with the swirl to the max, bro. To the max.
And what the funny thing is, the people we were with, they were like, which was Alex, and they never went out with us. So they were like, "Oh, that's probably Dan's girlfriend." And I was like, I don't even know her. All I know is this guy keeps following her. I'm supposed to pay him for something.
Yeah,
I don't know if he wants like a free meal or what.
Her boyfriend / pimp showed up while she was hopping in the van with Dan to go to Waffle House.
She was like, "Can you drive me home?" I'm like, I got a breathalyzer, so as long as you can blow pretty good, we're good to go. Like, honestly.
Meanwhile, that camera's still on.
So I'm just saying, Dan's lungs and blowing game must be up to par nowadays after that whole breathalyzer experience.
They're a little bit worse, but I'm not gonna lie. I was able to breathe, like smoking a cigar, drinking, like doing a lot of shit. I mean,
I'm just saying, after that breathalyzer, if you would have used that hoe in Montrose, you would have definitely got all the free drinks.
I think you would have definitely got further than third base with that shit, man. Honestly,
the moral of the story.
If I hopped in,
moral of the
If
story.
you hopped in, you would have taken her
got
home.
a loose throat, and Dan can blow pretty well. So
Exactly. And that's how the weekly D started.
And that's the weekly D, everybody.
Oh man.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude, there's some good adventures. I can't wait till Kyle moves down to Houston so we can go on stupid adventures too.
Dude,
But it'd be so much funnier too because he's married and I'm engaged. So the amount of stories that can come out of
dude,
that.
that might not last that long. I mean,
It's gonna be us asking permission.
Right.
It's gonna be literally like you're gonna need to have like your location on. We're gonna have to drop your phone off somewhere, and then do the stupid shit we usually do, and then talk about it and make sure it's on a payment plan to where y'all have no recollection of her finding out. So it'll be like the drunk stories on premium or something like that.
There you go. Patreon, bro. OnlyFans.
Have you heard the Christmas special story from last year?
Oh no, I did not.
We did our own Christmas special.
I heard about. Yeah, I think I did. It was when you got really drunk.
Bro, he got sloshed.
You were like banned from doing an episode if you ever got that drunk again or something like that.
He was grounded, bro. Grounded.
Pretty much accurate. So basically what happened is I got sloshed at the Christmas episode.
So was it a electric collar or is it a choke leash you're on? I'm just asking, like, and which one do you like more? I mean, talk about BDSM to another level. Or
No, dude. Oh, I got wrecked. Well, it's because I broke the TV. Like, so I was like floating basically this whole time, like back and forth in the bathroom to like back to the podcast scene, and then eventually I fell asleep, and then they sent me to bed. Went back to the bathroom, threw up for like 45 minutes, and then like ended up laying in bed with my wife for about 15. And then she's like, "Hey, go turn off the TV," because I had a Yule log like going because ambiance for Christmas. So I was like, "All right." And I was like, the first thing I told her was the TV wasn't on. She was like, "It's not on." She's like, "Bullshit, it's on. Get up and go turn the fucking TV off." And I was like, "Okay." So I get up and I'm walking and I step over the cord of like the TV we have in our room, and it slams against like.
I will say that's like 50% her fault for not realizing.
That's what I said.
After 45 minutes of throwing up in the bathroom, and you want him to do something responsible? No.
You know, the good thing is you didn't break both TVs.
Oh, dude, I didn't break both TVs. That other TV is really nice. That one back there.
When you get married, it's for better or worse. She should know, for her better senses than your worse senses, that she needs to step up and turn the TV off or live with the noise. And obviously, you couldn't hear her.
And remember this, Kyle. That's coming from advice of a ordained minister right there. Daddy Dan's ordained services still up and running.
It still goes on.
Dude, it got worse, bro.
The fact that I've had like 3 requests from me married people, I'm like, you must not really love your life.
I told Noelia that and she instantly turned it down. She's like, Dad's not marrying us.
But would they be entertained?
That's what I was saying. I was like, it can't be the worst idea. Dad knows me pretty well.
It's like, let me see where I can save money. Minister got that covered. Open bar. My friends are pretty much alcoholics. I could say BYOB.
Bring their own stuff.
But yeah,
we can mix it around.
I can just imagine him being the minister, just be like, "So let me tell you about this time in Montrose."
It's like, Noelia, how are you with the strap-on though?
Oh shit!
He said he wanted a hottie toddy.
Dude, you know what? Hottie toddies carry everything though. Fuck you guys.
It's the sana colita de rana for fucking gay people.
Hell yeah! Hey, fuck you. It's like putting Vicks on your chest, bro. It works.
No, we love.
I will
the
say
gays.
this: it wasn't the worst idea we've ever had. Okay, the fact that we were like, okay, we're broke. Where can we go get drunk? Montrose, 20-minute Uber, 15-minute Uber, and we're good to go. You know.
We got free drinks all night, dude. We got hammered at Montrose a couple times and never paid a dime for a drink. So dude, the pink shirt worked. Dope, the Montrose pink shirt cool. And the hottie toddy worked. That's all I gotta say.
like Loki, there is actually like really cool vibes at Montrose. Like there's so many cool bars out there too, and cool people on top of that. So
yeah.
I mean, shout out Montrose.
Shout out
that place is fucking sick. Avant Garde is actually really cool if you guys remember.
Yeah, I went there for
they do all the
Beethoven live show thing. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It's super random. It's just this house, but it's also a bar.
Yeah.
In the middle of Montrose, and it's just like artsy people, like just all kinds of different people, like, and it's a cool vibe.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always too broke to do stuff like that.
Yeah, we went to
so
trashy bars. I'm not gonna lie, we went to the trashiest fucking hole in the wall bars we could find. Besides
Basically,
Packard's
if
Pub.
it had a trailer and said bar on it, we went there.
Oh,
Dude,
Dan!
Those sound like awesome.
No, no,
to
no.
me, though.
Talking about trailer. Remember the time we went to a strip club in downtown Houston that was a trailer? It was a double wide, and the stripper was the bartender and also the bouncer.
And she was like 50 years old. Yeah, 100%.
We were going to get crawfish at BB's cafe.
I think I actually asked her, "How much do you pay us to accept a lap dance?" Yeah, I was like, "So
Dude,
do you pay us?"
it
Or
was
how does this
literally
work?"
the stripper was the bartender. That was the whole shift. Like there was no other options. That was the only person.
Honestly,
and she was old as fuck.
Fantasies of ever fucking a bartender. I mean, you're getting one of a million, but yeah, definitely not a gilf. I mean, she was the same age, but just as wrinkly.
And I remember we were so upset because I spent $30 on the cover, thinking it was gonna be like a legit. Also, it was my idea to go to a strip club right there, because
it's always your idea.
I saw the random strip club and I was like, let's go to the strip club, and I spent $30 on cover just to find out that there was one stripper that was the bartender. It was fucking horrible, man.
But the crawfish was fire.
Crawfish was fire at BB's, bro.
Dude, crawfish from like those little sketchy spots like in Texas, like honestly are the best, especially.
Bro,
like
best crawfish I've had was at that Vietnamese place we had up in Conroe.
Was it really good? Like it was like
Vietnamese?
I don't remember, bro. I remember I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. And that
was after going to the brewery, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Spindle Tap. We were at Spindle Tap, and then we were like, let's find some crawfish. Googled it. First crawfish place that popped up that looked good, we went to. And there was a Vietnamese place, and they had this spicy fucking garlic buttery crawfish, which was the best I've ever had. Hands down. Bro. It's a shame I don't remember the place.
Crawfish.
Bro, let's go this weekend. Or next weekend.
Chinese style, even Chinese style like crawfish, like the way they cook like their crawfish is freaking amazing. Asian people that I've met know, like when it comes to seafood and shellfish, they kill it every time.
Fucking Vietnamese crawfish is amazing.
Did you see how Vietnamese eat like chicken medium rare though?
Bro, you heard that on Fighter and the Kid, right?
Yeah.
No. David So on Fighter and the Kid was talking about that.
Last time I ate medium rare chicken, I had food poisoning.
Yeah, it's that
does not work.
Hell yeah. No, but apparently it's a different kind of chicken down in
Vietnam. It's some kind of really fresh chicken.
It's grown differently. Yeah, it doesn't have steroids in it.
The salmonella you don't have to worry about. Like,
yeah.
All I know is I went to this house to do solar, and there's this dude that did not speak a lick of English. And I went in his backyard to get his meter information, and he had chickens running around his backyard with no cage or anything. And he just grabs one, puts it on a block, and chops it head off. The fucking thing was still running around. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's my childhood right there. That's my childhood right there.
I say I see some crazy shit doing this job. Oh my god! Like literally,
sounds like you're all over the place too.
Yeah,
so you
you're all over Houston.
I go to Galveston like twice a week.
Dude, I fucking love
Galveston. Conroe twice a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of driving, but it's fun. You see a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
It seems interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, for sure.
At least you didn't get robbed. I mean, that's, I guess.
I mean, that would have made a great story, though, if you would have got robbed. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But it's like one of the way he was setting that up was like one of those like creepypasta stories where they like tell you about
where they rape them.
You know, I went to go like, deliver this pizza, and then like all of a sudden this abandoned house showed up, and these guys came out, and I had to run because they were gonna kill me if I didn't. They threw a hand.
I will say this: my funniest shit though, I was on the north side of Houston, and I guess it was the Friday after all the stimulus checks came out, and every ATM was out of money.
Fuck.
And I was like, that's how you know you're in a hood, when everyone gets their stimulus checks at the same time
and
withdraws all the money.
Hell
you went to 25 ATMs, not even your bank.
Yeah.
None of them had money. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I actually went to the bank and I was like, hey, I need to, take like $20 out. And they go, yeah, we're not accepting any cash withdrawals just because we have a shortage of money right now.
Nice.
I
That's
was like,
nuts.
That fucking
I was like,
sucks.
you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That would blow, especially for
Yeah.
cash only places. And
Hell
like,
yeah.
if you're gonna be in the hood spots to get like food and stuff, like some of those places are only cash only.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Ooh.
fucking rough. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's knock out. Shit. We've been on for a while, right? Like 2 hours.
No, 2 hours.
All right. I don't care about any other segments except for the last segment, which is keep it or eat it.
Okay.
Do you mind if we do that, Dan? You want to join us for keep it or
Yeah.
eat it? All right, Kyle.
Let's do
Go ahead and read the thing.
You got it. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. I got you.
All right. Yeah, we do segments now, Dan.
Is that what we do?
Yeah, that's how you get sponsorships. You have segments. It makes it a little bit easier for them to sponsor you.
Yep.
All right, you ready?
Yep. So the next segment we got is Keep It or Eat It. Keep It or Eat It is where we take user suggestions on just about anything and take a vote on whether it's cool enough to keep or whether we should trash suggestion and eat it to outer space. You can send us your Keep It or Eat It suggestions by tweeting us at the Weekly D Pod, at Danny_G951, and at It's That Guy Kyle using the hashtag KOY.
Yeah, buddy, keep it or eat it. See, I like that we finally have someone that can read because neither you or I could read, Dan.
No, I can't
We
read
fucked
or
up
shit,
every ad
like-
read.
All right.
All
So let's
Sounds
get
good.
stuck.
What's the first one?
All right,
Yeah. Okay. I'll go. I can go start with this one if you want me to, Danny.
all right, go ahead.
So basically, the first one is going to be Lil Nas X's new music video, Montero. So this one specifically is a Keep It or Eat It because a lot of people across the internet are a little bit split on it. Just depending, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but some people are a little sketched out by it because it does have like satanic symbols on it, and for some, he does pole dance down to hell, which is
Yeah,
something.
it's interesting because he comes down from heaven,
Yeah.
goes all the way down this pole, and then gives Satan a lap dance, and then breaks his neck.
Yep, he does break his neck, and then he becomes Satan. That's
Now,
like the music video.
Here's the thing though. Okay, I heard his shoes have blood in the soles.
That's the next
Oh,
one.
no,
So
that's the next one.
Keep It or Eat It.
We're on the music video
We'll go
right
into,
now.
We'll go into that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it is interesting. But yeah,
Because
no.
if that's what led to that, I'm 100% all in.
no, the
Why?
video came first. The video came first. See, there's him
Okay.
riding down the pole.
That's him pole dancing down the hell.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
Now-
not sure about the pole dancing.
So he did kind of say that he did it a lot of times because, in terms of the gay community, a lot of them get, especially through like Christianity and a lot of like common religions, kind of see them as like sinful in general. So he was basically kind of like, fuck you. Like, okay, you want to see sinful? I fucking got you. And so he does this music video, which in my opinion is like, that's the fucking coolest thing you do. Just literally, you just pulled your dick out, and just put it on the fucking like floor, like table. Like this is what you get from me. So personally, that's a keep for me. I think it's badass. But
dude, I love the video. I love
plus
the fact.
visuals are cool.
I love the fact that he was just like, "Fuck you guys, y'all want to make gays like act like they're supposed to be in hell and shit." And then he makes a video of gays in hell, and he just started to spark controversy, which was fucking
He's the
genius
ultimate
marketing
troll.
move. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep that shit. What about you, Dan? Are you keeping it or eating it?
I mean, anything to do with blood and, anything like that, I'm all for because I think a lot of people are too scared to cross that line. And it sounds like not only is he riding the line, he's riding the pole, which is close
Exactly.
enough to being a
Down to
line.
hell.
Which,
Bro,
so I'm all for.
He literally
you know?
rides that
Gotta
pole
keep
down
it.
with fishnets and high heels. Like you gotta
It's
watch the
fucking
video.
Sick, honestly,
No.
it's like
It's disturbing, but at the same time, it's interesting as fuck. Like, I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for giving a big fuck you to people that tell you you should conform
Well,
to
and-
tight space.
yeah. It's also like the fact that like this isn't anything new. People are just acting like it's something that's new. But I mean, the visual and pop culture of like Satan and like the devil being in music has been around fucking since the beginning of fucking time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
for
I mean,
sure.
it's just people love to be mad about things that, in all honesty, they're reading too hard into it, and it really doesn't matter if you really don't pay attention to it.
yeah, for sure. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the next keep it or eat it is his Satan shoes. These shoes right here. You know, they got the little Nike swoosh. They got the pentagram.
Yeah, it's got the pentagram like logo on the top. It's got Luke 10:18, which that says when Satan fell from then Satan fell from the sky like lightning, which that's what the actual proverb says. And then inside there's like this red liquid, like you were saying, Dan, and it has one drop of blood in it in each one of those. In each
Yeah,
soul.
and this bubble right here. There's supposed to be a drop of blood.
I just want to know whose blood that is. Like, honestly.
It might be
They don't
his.
say. It's probably just some random dude.
Right, some fucking dead guy. They're like, oh, we're
How
gonna get his
many
blood.
people do they have to? Is it like a member from the KKK community that they sacrificed for the shoes? Like, I need to know more about the blood.
You know,
honestly.
it'd be interesting if like
It's interesting.
like they said, the guy who killed George Floyd, if they would have taken his blood and just put a drop in there, that'd have been interesting.
So,
how much are his shoes?
So they're 6,000. No, okay. So they're $1,018 to go with the proverb 10:18.
Fuck.
And they're also only 666 pairs that you could get.
Dude,
so there's only 666 pairs out there.
I think those shoes look cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
So they're badass. Have you seen the other collab from the same people, Mischief?
Yeah,
With the
Heaven
Jesus version.
Yeah.
Do you mind showing Daniel that as well? Or not? Yeah, Dan.
It sells out in less than a minute, so there's none left.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Wait.
Yeah, they sold out. They sold out super fast, and that's what I was talking about on Facebook and stuff. So I posted it. My mom got on to me about it because she's like, "That's the devil, boy." And so I was like, "Well, honestly, it's just genius marketing, is really what it is." So once you see these shoes that pop up, then you're gonna be like, "Yep, this is exactly what they had planned the whole time."
Yeah,
so these
right
are the other drops they did last year, which are the Jesus shoes, which are honestly super sick, and they have holy water in the soles.
And the bubble, yeah.
Yeah, and like in the little like.
I mean, both sets of shoes look fucking sick, bro.
Well, if you're a sneakerhead too, like you want those in your collection.
Well, here's the thing: for every good, you need a bad. So if you're gonna go with the Jesus shoe, you got to go with the devil shoe. Like,
exactly.
I'm all for it. I'm 100% all in. I like it. I think it shows you're actually getting creative and not just coming out with a silly design.
Yeah.
Like, it shows you have passion behind something, and anything that you show that has, sells out.
Oh no, did he drop out?
Did we lose Daniel?
Oh, we lost Dan. Let's
no,
get him a
he's
second.
back.
Okay.
What were you saying?
We lost you for a second.
Yeah, so I'm all for it because anyone that's going to put anything out that sells out less than a minute and a half, I mean, you got 666 people interested, so.
Yeah. I mean,
Plus, having blood in the shoe?
That's pretty tight.
Okay, here's the thing. You have 1/3 of what you need to actually. So let's say you have the holy shoe that has tears.
Mm-hmm.
You have blood in a shoe. Mm-hmm. Now you just need to make like some shoe with sweat, and I'm all for it.
Oh, thank God you said sweat. I thought you were gonna say cum. Fucking cummy shoe.
Went really either way. Same, right?
Same.
Oh, all gets you sweaty, right?
I legit thought you're gonna say cum, like a shoe with a little bit of cum in the bubble. They could call it the giver of life. Think about it, marketing.
Exactly.
The life shoe. Boom.
We have kids in here. All these kids were sacrificed for this.
Dude, they could just call it the life shoe. How dope would that be?
Imagine. Canceled immediately.
Now, I will say, I will 100% be against it if there's not blood in the shoe.
Okay.
Going forward.
Okay, so is that a keep with Lil Nas X's Satan shoes?
As long as there's blood, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say it would be false advertising if there wasn't, because they already said that that's what it was, so I would say it's true.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and keep as well, because, I mean, like I said, I think it's just genius marketing, especially to market boats, pairs of sneakers, and kind of showcase what Mischief is. They're already getting a lawsuit, though.
Nike's suing them. Yeah, fucking bitch ass Nike.
Because they're not, because technically it's a co-collaboration between Mischief and Lil Nas X, and not Nike.
Yeah, but they have the swoosh, and also Nike got a lot of hate from it because a lot of people didn't understand that.
And like, they think they're devil worshippers now, which is silly in my opinion. But whatever.
Yep.
America be stupid.
Okay. Yeah.
True
that. Okay, next one. Krispy Kreme is giving out a free donut a day to anyone who shows their vaccination card, their COVID vaccine card.
That's fucking cool. Like, if you want to give out free stuff and keep people from and have people
I
vaccinated.
mean, think about it though. The first set of people that got it was because they were obese or had some chronic health issues, and now they're just feeding the obesity and diabetes.
Fuck it. Just feed the beast, bro. Feed
Giving us diabetes.
diabetes.
I'm 100% against this.
Okay.
The reason being, one, you're supposed to help local, food places and stuff like that. And I get it, Krispy Kreme, big corporation trying to get some extra money. But it's like, bro, on St. Patty's Day, you give out free donuts. You only get one day a year. What's up with the vaccinations? And one motherfucker's going to go up there like 100 days in a row, get 100 donuts for free.
And he's going to get diabetes.
100% against it.
He already had diabetes to start with. He was most likely obese.
Mother Nature taking care of itself. That boy.
It takes
Darwinism,
a vaccination to get a free donut. Like, no.
That's Darwinism, bro. Survival of the fittest.
If somebody gets vaccinated 100 times to get 100 donuts,
no. Once you have your
The
vaccination
same
card, you can keep going.
the same card.
It's a free donut a day for the rest of the year.
Oh, I'd stamp the shit out of that in the back or something.
No, I'm 100%.
It was like, fuck losing the quarantine weight. Let's go get some Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme?
It should just be people that want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated.
That's actually a great point.
You don't.
Yeah.
Like, why do we need to have like all these extra shit? Like, bro, if you get sick, like, okay, my parents got vaccinated, my grandparents did. Good for them. Now you're saying, oh, you got vaccinated, you get free donuts. Like,
fuck
no, bro,
yeah, give me the free donut.
You're selecting. It's not prejudice, it's not racist or anything like that. But it's like, okay, because you got vaccinated, we're going to treat you better than everybody that didn't.
Yeah.
That being said, have you ever had a freshly warm Krispy Kreme donut? That shit, that'll change your fucking life.
Dude, Krispy Kreme is fucking amazing.
Now you're sounding like Danny when we first tried a hottie toddy, okay?
Hey, hottie toddy save lives, bro. Hottie toddy save lives.
Yeah, I'm sure you wanted to get some other glaze through your throat, don't you?
Whoa! we got a glazed donut, a loose throat.
Oh shit,
blower.
man! God damn.
We are.
All right, here I gotta go take a piss real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll jump into this. So how's it feel being back on officially?
Same shit. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you on. It's good to talk with you for like the first time on like a podcast.
Right.
I've only gone, like I said, from the listener piece of it, and then I was like, man, damn, I missed out on Dan because he had already kind of like do his own thing for a little
through
bit.
my hiatus.
Honestly, like there's no judgment in that at all. Like you got to do it sometimes, man.
Oh no.
Take it. Like, I mean, like. I check up and I just see kind of like ask Dan. I was asking Danny. I was like, how's everything been going? And he was like, yeah, no, he wants to start like an MMA podcast, and he's got like these ideas. And,
honestly,
like,
it's just
awesome.
like, here's the thing. I don't like to half-ass something because if I'm gonna do something, I like to be all in.
Mm-hmm. And
I didn't want to keep doing the episodes on the Weekly D because my mind wasn't in it, and I wasn't going to be 100% committed with all this other shit going on. And I was like, I got to make a decision. What's the most important? But then it was like, I need to make sure if I'm going to go back in, it's 100% and something that I want to do 100% of the time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I was able to give 40 or 50% of my effort, but it's, it's completely different. Like, just anything you do, you just want to put 100% of your effort in. And it was like, you know what? Like, I'll jump in when I can go in all in again, and then we'll be back to 100, Yeah. I felt confident in Danny taking over the show, and, whether I came back or not, or eventually when I do, I was like, okay, cool. We'll ride the rails, and we'll see where it goes. But
oh, yeah.
Of course, man.
No, I mean, I'm always down to come on every now and then because
Whenever you want,
you know.
I'm sure sometimes we'll have some interesting episodes. We may want to tag you in because
Yeah.
sometimes we
Sure.
talk about shit that like is just we talk about nut shit a lot of the time. It hasn't changed into the fact that we still talk about pretty much the same stuff that's always been talked about. Current events, like just random happenings. If like something fucking crazy happened, and sometimes it's nice to have like a third person kind of like
Yeah,
kind of
for
giving
sure.
their two cents. Because I don't know, it's nice sometimes, refreshing. Like
It's always
because
fun
the
to
thing
have a
is-
third person. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Like
Well-
even when we had Donnie on there for a while,
I
we had-
enjoyed I enjoyed the Donnie days.
we had
Like, I did.
Mikey.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of interesting people on here, like over time. I mean, we
Kid
had
Wave is
Yeah.
cool.
Kid Wave was
We
dope as
had,
fuck. Charlie was cool as shit.
I enjoyed
Jamikai.
the CA, the Don, Chris Andrade, who by the way wants to come back on again soon.
Yeah,
So we're gonna have to do that. Fucking
High Dive was cool as shit. You remember
Dude,
I fell
I still need a
asleep
High Dive
in the High
interview.
Dive interview because I was so drunk I passed out.
Oh yeah, we were all drunk.
was that the first one?
Yeah,
The
the
very
first
first
the
interview?
first High Dive
Yeah.
interview we did, we were so drunk from the live. Was it even a live recording?
Dude, y'all could tell y'all were hammered because
no,
y'all were
no.
like,
It was the office trivia night that we got hammered
Oh
at.
yeah, we were super hammered.
He was down to do an interview afterwards. Me being me, I was like, we might as well just get as drunk as possible. And I was like, what's better than meeting someone you never met before that's your family member drunk? It's
Exactly.
like, we're going to get a few good stories out of it. Chris was, I think we were calling him a rapist or something
Oh,
like
Cox. His name was
that. Sir
Cox.
Cox-a-lot. Yeah,
Yeah, Sir Cox-a-lot. Zach.
So yeah, I was all for it. And, someone's like, okay, you got to sacrifice,
Dude, it was funny
Yeah,
too
I'm
because
down,
we
I'm
broke
down.
up that band temporarily. Like we started a fight between them, but we had finished recording already because I had fallen
Are
asleep.
you really a boy band if you don't break up though?
broke up and got back together in one night.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
they
mean,
got into it though.
actu-
They got into
yeah, like I thought they were gonna fist fight. In my
it.
apartment.
Yeah,
I was
they
like,
they really got into it.
I was
Well, 'cause
like, those GoPros we should have invested in with a lot more pawn shop money a long time ago.
Yeah,
Well, listening to it too, like it was interesting. Like I think I told Daniel this, but like when I first heard it, I thought y'all like didn't get along at all. But then I realized y'all were just both really hammered, and that y'all were just like yelling at
Yeah.
each other at that point.
That's like 80% of the episodes. If you're not hammered, are you really trying?
well,
You know?
the other thing when we would record was that I would fuck with Dan on purpose. Like he would say something.
Oh, it pissed me off.
And I would
dude. It pissed
completely
me
go
off.
play devil's advocate. I would completely agree with him 100%.
Huh.
And for some reason, my mind would be like, let's fuck with him. And I would just start being like, no, that's not possible. Or like, no, that's not right. And just completely play devil's advocate with him.
If you don't
And
get more open-minded podcasting with this motherfucker, I don't know what will. Okay,
Oh my God.
Because-
That's true.
he will make you see any angle of anything and completely flip it on the next subject. And I'm like, where are you going with this? Like, I get you're trying to be controversial, but I was like, bro, you're switching back and forth on a zigzaggy line. I'm like,
Oh, I've had a
Okay.
couple times where we've had a good conversation. He's like, and then we'll talk after the podcast. He's like, nah, it's just like, I don't want to shake things up real quick.
I just
So we
wanted
had,
to
like,
fuck
this-
with you.
well, let's see, like the last episode, like, we did the mask off episode. We were talking about like, we were talking about just mask mandate and stuff in Texas, and he was just like, "Man, I can't wait to go to the clubs, 100% capacity, about to roll up there, drink as fucked up as possible."
Do some cocaine
Have
have
on
y'all
people.
been to
Masked.
Midtown? Danny,
I
have you
haven't.
been to Midtown?
It's dead. Well, no.
It's not.
No. Midtown's been popping
packed.
because me and Noel have been going to Daisy Dukes like every now and then. Daisy Dukes be popping. Little Woodrow's be
Midtown
popping.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's
2 weeks
packed
ago. Dude.
to the gills,
no
bro.
one.
To the
I'm over
gills.
there with a mask, and they're like, "Why the fuck do you have that people killer on?"
Have
I'm
you?
like,
Hey,
yeah, you're right.
have you been to Unicorn Disco in Midtown,
Yeah, because that sounds like a place I would go.
bro?
100%.
Hold on. Before you completely just toss it out the window, Unicorn Disco is built in an old AMC theater, so they have all. It's set up like an old movie theater. They have a little concession stand, which is the bar. They have an old bowling alley in there. But then you go upstairs and it's just super flamboyant, to say the least.
See, the
I almost
cool
got
thing
raped
is
in there.
Danny knows all the gay bars, so he
Yep.
knows where to get free drinks at. Con side is when you go out with the boys, he's gonna suggest all the gay bars.
But
So
the
it's
boys are
two
going to get
sides to every
drunk off free
coin,
drinks.
And, you know,
It's like you boys want to get some free drinks.
he went from going to strip clubs to now, hey, these guys are pretty cool and they're very friendly, just like strippers. And they do
Except
the same
these
shit,
guys,
apparently.
guys give me free drinks. The strippers take all my money.
So it's true. So you have more money for the strip club. I got you. I get you.
Oh man, dude, going to strip clubs with Dan was fun too because he was so awkward at most of the time.
I don't like them. I'm trying to get to know the girl. She's just dancing. I'm like, bitch, I don't even know your real name. Like, what's your social security number? I don't know anything about you. Why are you touching me there? No, that doesn't go there.
Oh man, dude, he's so
This
awkward
many
at strip
horny
clubs.
guys in one area. It's fucking weird. No wonder you like gay bars.
A little more normal, huh?
Oh, y'all got anything else right now?
I think that might be
I think that was it, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for reminiscing with us and kind of taking the time, listeners. If you've been
Yeah,
here
for
at
sure.
this point this long, we appreciate it. And thank you. Yeah, thank you, Dan, for coming in and
Yeah,
having
bro.
with us and-
Thank you,
I think
Dan.
He texted me. He said random question at 12:59 p.m. Classic Danny coming in the last minute. The funny thing is, I saw the tag on Facebook and I was like, I'm wondering when they're gonna ask me. So I was playing into it.
Okay.
I was actually waiting to hear from him. So, but guys, as always, glad to be on.
Of course,
I will
buddy.
definitely come on and won't take another 100 episodes to come back on. I promise.
200 episodes later.
We should wait like another 100 episodes. Like, hey, Dad.
But no, for sure. Like, it's a pleasure being here. Feels just like at home.
Yeah,
Well,
buddy.
It is at home.
It reminds you of the garage days.
Hey, those garage days,
You know,
it's hot and sweaty, and that's when we get really heated.
it's kind of nice not sitting outside in the heat anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. Hey, it's 65 degrees outside. I was
Oh.
ready. I had the whole garage set up. I had the couch out there and everything.
Oh man, dude. Thank you, buddy, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. that was
It was a
incredible.
blast. It's always great to have you on here and just bullshit with you. You always come up with fucking hilarious ass stories.
My fucking face hurts from
Wow.
laughing so much this episode. Like, I'm just trying to
Appreciate it.
I've been doing this like off and on, just trying to like get it to like calm down. But no, it's
Oh,
been,
but-
Yeah, I
it's
was
been
like, do you have
hilarious.
several pauses? Is this normal or what?
No, my face is just freaking hurting from like
Fucking
laughing.
Danny replacing me with a fucking handicap guy. I love it.
I mean, it'll
I was
only
like,
make
that's
sense,
the
right?
ultimate joke. I was like, we don't got a colorblind guy, but we got someone that can't move his face. Fuck it. I'm all for
Oh
it.
yeah, I did too much Botox, so I had to like mold it down so that way it kind of like normalizes it.
Kylie Jenner effect. I love it.
But yeah, buddy,
Alright, guys.
thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
I can't wait to have you on here a little bit more often. Hopefully you can.
Oh, we'll definitely do it though, for real.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Hopefully, we get you on a little bit more often. At least every now and then. We gotta sprinkle a little
Maybe,
bit of Dan in there.
Maybe go to Kentucky to meet.
Oh,
dude.
I'm
We'll
gonna
get some
in
bourbon
trouble
while
for
we're out
that
here,
one.
yeah. Yeah, we need to make a trip up there, man. But yeah, again, thank you, Dan. Thank you for all the experiences, for starting this fucking journey with me. That was fucking dope. It was a great time. Probably some of the best moments in my life where I was just planning how we were going to do this podcast and then bullshitting our way through it.
I mean, you got two bullshitters. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah, buddy.
But guys, I'm out.
Alright.
Y'all could send us off.
All right.
Yep. All right.
I guess that's pretty much it. We don't really need to put. I guess we can. Do you want to end it like that, or do we need to end it at this
I don't
point like
know.
that?
Here, I got you.
Do we need to do like a circle jerk? Because I'm like halfway there. Up to y'all.
I mean, we got a 3-way going on. But yeah, okay. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Dan, once again for joining us. This was an amazing time. It's the 100th fucking episode of the Weekly D podcast. Hopefully, by this time next year, we'll be doing 152 because I did the math. There's 52 weeks in a year, and yeah. So hopefully next year we'll be at 152 at this time.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, 152. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll hit 200 next year. I don't know, but I'm really excited for the future of this podcast. I'm excited to see what comes. I'm excited to see Dan make a couple more appearances, and maybe someday
I might come.
Maybe someday make a comeback, and we'll be a 3-way on the Weekly D podcast. There'll be 2 D's and a K. You know, you never know.
So much peer pressure tonight, guys.
But it was a great time reminiscing. Thank you to all the listeners that have stuck with us for 100 episodes. Thank you for all the guys that listened to the first episode and never came back. We appreciate your business. Thank you for everyone who's been offended or slightly offended and still have came back. And for the people that got offended and send us death threats, thank you to you guys too. I got your names written down.
That's why I'm here, honestly.
We've made good content. We've made bad content. We've had stupid ideas and wild ideas, but at the end of the day, we have no regrets. This is.
You can't say we didn't try.
You can't say we didn't try. This is the Weekly D podcast at 100 episodes. Thank you. If you like what you heard, please give us a like, a follow, a 5-star review on Apple iTunes, a thumbs up on Spotify and Google Play. You can follow us at the Weekly D Pod on all social medias. You can follow me at Danny_G951 on all social medias. You can follow Kyle at It's That Guy Kyle on all social medias. And Dan, do you want to plug your social media, or are you still on a social media hiatus?
I'm actually on there just because my job requires me. If you hit me up at Daniel_Blake, if you request me enough, I might come back a little bit sooner than you think.
He may make a comeback. He may come back.
So let's just see.
He may come on the back. I don't know, but there's gonna be Dan and there's gonna be Calm in the back. We'll figure this out down the line. Thank you again. This is the Weekly D 100th episode, and we're out.
Cool. See you, fuckers.
All right, buddy. Peace.
Later.
I got it back just today. You hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. Was hoping I could catch you throwing smiles in my face. Romantic talking, you don't even have to try. You're cute enough to fuck with me tonight. Looking at the table, all I see is waiting. Why? Baby, you living the life, but darling, you ain't living right. Cocaine and drinking with your friends. You live in the dark, boy, I just can't pretend. I'm not faced now, only here to sin. If Eve ain't in your garden, you know that you can. Call me when you want, call me when